if the Kogi people in Aluna can grow a forest in 20 years, could we do that in 20 days and 20 minutes and 20 seconds? There's a neat site that was taken off the internet, Earth Mystery News, at least the pages that I was finding, and it had both an article and then you could find a video of a woman with a seed. And she, did this stuff with intention and with chi, and then the seed had sprouted. And this was in under a minute. So if we have this power of physical reality, we can prove it in our own bodies. It can be shown on medical tests, not just functionality, that we change the structure. Dispenza regenerated crushed vertebrae, as he wrote in his book. And that's validatable. You can take an MRI, you can prove that. So why stop there? And so, some people might want to grow 6 fingers. Some people might want to change their height or change other parts of their body. Some people might want to, change a crystal. In Damanhur, it was said that Falco took some pebbles, closed his hand, and they were precious stones that was sold to fund the city. It's very interesting, again, talking about spirit and matter and ego and service and surrender, because it's like, okay, you're in a financial crisis. Is this a wake-up call to take some pebbles and make diamonds and pay off loans and have food and, live how you want to live? Or is it acceptance to, find a different type of way to support yourself? And again, we go back to, do both. Maybe during your daily routine, your practice, you try to materialize that diamond. If your schedule is that intense, then do it while you're on the toilet, because, if you need some time, that's some time. And you do that while you look for, especially with money. I've taught a lot of money magic workshops, and a lot of them involve Lakshmi. And a lot of times when I work with Lakshmi, the probabilities of reality shift, and I'm a lot more likely to have financial prosperity come in the ways that I have been, wanting, hoping, seeking for it to come into the world. I'm looking away because the internet is a little bit unstable, so I'm closing some tabs. So it's interesting realizing, well, if we have control over reality, and that's magic, the science too advanced for most people to fully understand. So we use the word magic despite all the synonyms of illusion and fiction and fantasy and stuff. And so why stop there? And so my mystery school isn't just about using consciousness to heal and change your experience. It's let's grow those forests really fast. Let's materialize those precious stones, because there's all these disparities in wealth, and cryptocurrency seems to be dragging its feet on the big changes that it was promised. So let's take all the spiritual, kind, good-hearted, loving people, give them the opportunity to create wealth while working on the ego, so the ego doesn't run away with that, and help the world level up and change that way and get rid of debt that way. Let's work on the ecosystem that way. If we want a fun experience, maybe we don't need to drive to the movies. Maybe you don't need to watch TV. We can just trip, astral project, with or without, for most people, without plant medicine, and just, let's say in general, without plant medicine, and just go on an astral journey and have something way richer and better than any entertainment. Or take an enlightenment practice and just sit in the bliss of samadhi and not need any mood altering anything. And so, there's so much more to magic than just the introductory stuff and the flashy stuff. And, it's like exercise. It's, what do you feel called to? Do you like to run? Do you like to elliptical? Do you like to swim, wrestle, parasail, jujitsu? Maybe mix it up, right? And so, same with magic. You build your foundational skills and then you explore. Awesome, man. Well, it sounds good to me. I'd enjoy that weekend. I think that every time I go to a festival, it's pretty much like that. The interesting experiences, but you can do that in meditative states. You can explore binaural beats. There's all these different kinds of things you can do with introspection rather than seeking out. And I think that it is an interesting exploration, and for the fundamental shift or perspective that I think is the most value is belief, and understanding that each individual choice or perspective or experience you can have on this planet, the one thing that's going to influence it the most, like magic, is your belief. And so whether that comes to, do you believe you can improve your life? Do you believe you can find a mate that loves you? Do you believe that you can influence your reality? Do you believe you can heal your body? Do you believe you can have a joyous, incredible life experience that you can imagine? And magic and imagination go hand in hand. I think magic, belief, imagination, and then you could call them rituals or science of manifestation, influencing your reality through word, through thought, through deed, through practices. And
is very similar and akin to the law of attraction, of which I've studied pretty in depth, and it's fairly straightforward. If you want to, you know, be the best ping pong player in the world. I always use that analogy for some reason. But if you study ping pong, if you learn about ping pong, if you play ping pong every single second of every single day, versus somebody who doesn't, you're going to get a different result in 6 months. So I think that all of this stuff is very important to explore your own belief systems, explore what you believe is possible, like the 4-minute mile analogy, where nobody believed it was possible. Somebody runs the 4-minute mile. Now everything's possible. You can't heal your body. Somebody does it and shows you a way. And it's like, oh, is that actually possible? And then people start trying it, and we're going to start to experiment, or whatever the case is, and whatever the limits are, which I have no idea what they are. I think that it is boundless, and I think that it's a very personal process for how you navigate your own life experiences, your own ascension, your own connection with spirit, God, the universe, magic, or whatever the case is. But I just want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing everything you did. I was taking notes the whole time, and there's a lot of stuff in there. And there's also a lot of links of people, for people who are interested and want to explore, whether they go through you or explore some of these people that you referred to that I have in the show notes. But I just want to ask before we close it out, is there anything that you wish that I had asked you, or that you want to elaborate on before we finish, and it's an open floor for you to do so as you wish?
Yeah, brother. There's so much that one can offer, and there's so much that I've put out there that isn't published, and a lot there that is, and it's just about distribution. I'd say if anybody appreciates what I've offered, there's a few ways to engage in it more deeply. So in my Magic Goes Real book on Amazon, a lot of the beings I've referenced, I don't think Todd is in there. He might be in the acknowledgments. There's a lot of names and a lot of references that people can continue. On Facebook, I'm facebook.com/David Magic Solomon. My website's magicalgoldenage.com. If people want to register for a lot of regular spells for wizard school, I'm at patreon.com/magicaljoy. And I've been very deep in the study. I'm new to doing this in the professional world. So my Patreon page and my website have a bit of a ways to go. And I really always care to support people. And I'd say ultimately, for whoever's viewing, for whatever they wished was asked, I'd say, believe in yourself, believe in your truth, and just ask spirit, ask your higher self, your oversoul, the divinity you work with, if you choose to, what do I need and where could I find it? And for some people who have open upper chakras, that information might just come in. For others, it might be a name or an action. So we'll just end with offering that technique, because we can all learn whatever we choose to at any moment through whatever mechanism of action makes sense. So I believe in all of you, and if you guys believe in me or anybody else that I've mentioned, support in any and every form helps us be able to do what we do and serve and invest more time and energy. And Matt, just so much love and gratitude to you for being on the show.
Oh, thank you, man. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a very fascinating conversation, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of research after this. So I appreciate you and coming on and sharing all that stuff and putting all this together. So thanks for coming on, and thanks everybody for watching.
Cheers.
Peace.